Okay, in this quick video I'm going to show you how I resize an image using ArtRage so we can properly set up the grid system. So here's the landscape image that I want to use, and it's both landscape orientation and it's also a photo of a landscape. So I want to size it up so that I can paint it on a 16 by 12 inch canvas. So they're both the same aspect ratio, I just need them to be the exact same size so the grids match up nicely. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get into ArtRage, and ArtRage launches with its default canvas, which is not what I want. So I'm going to do File, New Painting, and I'm going to go here to the Print Size tab and type in 16 by 12. I'm going to go ahead and leave the resolution pixels per inch at 72. I think that'll work out fine. And there's my canvas there. Okay, so that's the correct dimensions. Now I'm going to do File, Import Image File to Layer, and I'll go find the image that I want. And when it comes in with the Transform tool. And you can do one of two things. I'm going to go ahead and scale it up, and I could stop here and drag it down, and then this extra white space here I could then go ahead and just continue to paint in the sky. For this example though, I think I'm going to go ahead and go beyond the margins. That way I have a nice full frame. You just have to be very careful because you are going to get some of the left and the right side cut off, but as long as that doesn't matter, you're okay. And then I'll go ahead and I'll click OK. Alright, so now that has now been resized to the dimensions I want, which is 16 by 12 in this case. So now I'm going to export it as a new image, and I'm going to save it into this particular folder. You can save it anywhere you want, and I'll just call this New Landscape, and I'll probably call it Ref because that's my reference image, and I'll hit Save. Okay, I'm now going to close these images, so just come right up here to Close, don't save. And now I'm going to make a new painting, and this is going to be my final canvas setup. So my final canvas setup is the same 16 by 12, but the resolution is at 300, so it's got good print resolution. Okay, so there's my new canvas, same size but new resolution. And now I'm going to come over here to the reference panel, and I'm going to load up a reference image, and I'll find the reference image here. Okay, so I'm going to right mouse click, and I'm going to say set to normal size and rotation to remove that little rotation there. And then I'm going to come up here and click on the grid and say show grid, and I'm going to change it down here from pixels to squares so I don't end up with that much of a grid. I'm going to say center grid, that's just a personal preference. You can change the color and the opacity, and then you can go ahead and you can change how many squares across, and I think 4 is too small, so I'm going to recommend something around 10 to maybe 12. And there we go. Now we have more squares going across. Again, depending on your personal preference, you might want to increase that. Okay, so that looks pretty good. So that's pretty much it. You can go ahead and count out the grid spaces. You can find out where your center point is and where your center point is on your reference image, and you can count it out. But it should now be completely lined up mathematically so that when you start drawing your subject, everything should line up. You can of course go ahead and zoom in. You can move and pan the image around, and of course you can resize your reference image so that you can see it, but it takes up more of your screen space. So that's pretty much it. That's how I resize my reference images, so that way they calibrate for the grid being all perfectly lined up, and it works out pretty well. Let me know what you think and if you have any questions. Thank you very much.